How do some people talk and everyone just listens? Then this right here is for you. Today, we're unlocking the mindset, science, and street-level psychology behind powerful communication, the kind that hits, holds attention, and sticks to the mind like glue. Why do people ignore me? Lean in. Let's get into it. Listen closely, because this chapter right here, this is where communication actually begins, before a single word comes out of your mouth. See, most people think communication starts with talking, but the truth is, backhand index pointing right communication starts the moment you step into the room. Your presence speaks first. Your vibe speaks first. Your energy speaks first. And people, especially in the US, they read energy fast, like snap of a finger fast. Before you even say, hey, they've already scanned you subconsciously. Does this person look confident? Do they look nervous? Are they calm or chaotic? Is this someone I should listen to or ignore? It all happens in the first 1.5 seconds. That's quicker than a blink, quicker than a thought, quicker than your brain can form your first sentence. That's why your energy, your presence, your entry psychology matters more than your vocabulary ever will. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine someone walks into a room, shoulders tensed, eyes darting around, breathing quick, steps sharp and anxious. Nobody says it out loud, but the room feels it. People pick up on the uneasiness. It's like a silent signal of insecurity. Now flip the scene. Another person walks in, slow, controlled, grounded. Their shoulders are relaxed. Their breathing steady. Their eyes scan not in panic, but with calm awareness. No rush. No stiffness. Just presence. See the difference? You felt it, and that's the point. Because presence isn't what you do. Backhand index pointing right, it's what people feel when you show up. And here's a little experiment I want you to try. A USA-style test that hits hard. High voltage, the slow-mo entry experiment. Next time you walk into a room, I don't care if it's a meeting, a classroom, a store, or even a family dinner. Walk in like you've got your own slow-motion camera following you. Not arrogant, not cocky, just calmly in control. Straight back, face relaxed, breathing deep and slow. No rushing, no jittery movements. Just smooth, intentional steps. And watch what happens. People look up. Someone will pause mid-conversation. Another adjusts their posture. Someone else makes space. The whole room subtly, quietly reacts to you. And you didn't even open your mouth yet. That's presence. That's communication. That's psychology at work. Because when your energy enters the room before you do, your words hit harder when they finally arrive. This is why powerful communicators don't try to force attention. They attract it, not with noise, but with presence. You don't need flashy clothes. You don't need loud entrances. You don't need to act confident. You just need to embody calm control. And here's the part most people never learn. Backhand index pointing right, your presence sets the tone for how people will treat you. If you walk in shaky, they treat you like you're unsure. If you walk in rushed, they treat you like you're overwhelmed. But if you walk in grounded, if you walk in centered, if you walk in like your energy is stable, people treat you like someone worth listening to. Because confidence isn't loud. Confidence is quiet. It's the lack of panic in your steps. It's the lack of tension in your face. It's the calm in your breathing. Presence is the silent handshake between your energy and the room. And once you master presence, once you master how you walk into situations, your communication changes forever. You no longer chase respect. You command it. You no longer beg for attention. You naturally receive it. You no longer worry about what to say, because people are already listening before you speak. This is chapter 1. This is where powerful communication begins. Not with your mouth, but with your presence. Let me tell you something real. Most people talk their whole lives, but almost nobody learns how to be remembered. And being remembered, that's the real superpower in communication. Because if your words fade the moment you stop talking, your impact dies right there. But powerful communicators? They don't just speak. They leave a mark. They understand one simple truth. People don't remember words, they remember feelings. They remember how you made their mind light up, how you made them picture something, how you made them feel understood, energized, or moved. That's why sounding smart doesn't work. That's why long explanations don't work. That's why robotic, formal talk doesn't work. You want people to feel you? You want people to quote you? You want to be unforgettable? Then your words must paint pictures. Let me show you the difference. Someone says, "I was tired." Okay, cool. Everybody gets tired. That sentence hits like a flat soda. But now imagine this. "I swear, my brain felt like it was running on 1% battery. And the charger was across the room." Now you feel it. It's visual. It's real. Your mind says, "Yeah, I've been there." This is how impact psychology works. Describe it so clearly, the listener sees it in their own life. Because when someone sees themselves in your words, you don't just communicate, you connect. That's why great speakers, great storytellers, and great communicators in the US don't talk like textbooks. They talk like movies, like moments, like memories. They use images, metaphors, emotion, small stories, small exaggerations, everyday visuals, not to impress people, but to make people feel something real. Let me give you a simple formula the pros use. The show, don't tell trick. Don't say the emotion. Show the moment that creates the emotion. Instead of, "I was stressed," try, "My mind felt like it had 27 tabs open, and none of them were loading." Instead of, "I was confident," "I walked in like I had my own soundtrack playing." See the difference? One goes to the ears. The other goes straight to the brain. Your goal is to put a movie in their mind. Because when you do that, people remember you without even trying. Now here's the deeper psychology behind this. The brain stores images 10x faster than words. It responds to emotions stronger than facts. It reacts to rhythm and relatability more than logic. So if your communication feels flat, boring, easily forgotten, it's because you're describing information, not experience. Let me show you how the pros hook attention in the US. They start with something like, "Picture this." "Let me paint the scene." "You ever had this moment when?" Because the moment you activate someone's imagination, you unlock their full attention. And once you have their imagination, you own the conversation. Here's the ultimate truth of this chapter. If they can't visualize it, they won't remember it. And if they can't feel it, they won't care about it. So the next time you speak, whether it's a conversation, a meeting, a pitch, or a story, don't just explain. Make them see it. Make them feel it. Make them remember the moment. That's how you turn communication into impact, into influence, into connection that lasts long after your words are gone. Is how unforgettable communicators are made. Let me pull you into a truth most people never hear. If speaking is power, then listening is superpower. In fact, if you want to become the kind of communicator people trust instantly, the kind people open up to, the kind people remember, you must master something almost nobody practices. Listening with intention. Not listening to respond. Not listening to look polite. But listening to understand. Because in today's world, especially in the US, everyone's talking, but almost nobody is actually listening. People don't want perfect words. They want to feel heard. They want to feel seen. They want to feel like their thoughts matter to someone. And when you become that person, The one who listens with their whole presence. People connect with you on a level words alone can't reach. Let me show you how deep this goes. Think about the last time you spoke to someone and realized halfway through they weren't really listening. They were waiting for their turn to talk, waiting to jump in with their point, waiting to tell their story. Didn't feel good, right? Now imagine the opposite. Imagine someone looking you in the eyes, nodding with understanding, and giving you their full attention. No interruptions. No distractions. No, yeah, I get it. Just presence. Feels different, right? It feels rare. It feels valuable. It feels like respect. That's why listening is connection psychology at its peak. But to master this, you need one powerful technique. One that works like a cheat code in the US. The reflect back technique. When someone finishes talking, don't jump into your own story. Don't rush to answer. Don't give advice immediately. Instead say, "So what I'm hearing is," and repeat the core of what they said. Example, "I'm stressed. Work feels overwhelming." "So what I'm hearing is you've got a lot on your plate, and it's starting to drain you." Watch what happens. Their face softens. Their shoulders drop. They breathe easier, because for the first time in a long time, they feel understood, not judged. This is how trust is built. Not by speaking well, but by listening deeply. Here's why this works. When people feel heard, their brain releases oxytocin, the connection chemical. It makes them open up more, trust more, and bond more. This is why the best leaders, the best partners, the best friends, and the best communicators aren't the ones who talk the most, but the ones who listen the best. Let me give you a real-world example. Think about therapists. They barely talk, but people pay hundreds of dollars just to be listened to. Think about that. People don't pay for advice. They pay for understanding. Now imagine being that kind of person. In your relationships, in your workplace, in your friendships. Imagine being the one who listens so well. People feel safer just by being near you. That's connection psychology. That's influence. That's communication mastered on a deeper level. So here's your challenge. Next time someone talks to you, don't listen with your reply in mind. Listen with your heart in mind. Hear the words. Feel the emotion behind the words. Sense what they're trying to say, but can't say clearly. Because once you learn to listen like this, you become unforgettable. You become magnetic. You become someone who communicates without even speaking. Is the superpower hidden in silence? Let's get into something real, something nobody ever teaches you in school. Confidence isn't a personality trait. It's a signal, and your voice is the loudest transmitter. Your voice tells people everything, before your message even arrives. Is this someone who knows what they're talking about? Is this someone worth listening to? Is this someone I can trust? Your voice answers those questions, long before your words do. But here's the twist. You don't need a deep voice. You don't need a loud voice. You don't need a perfect voice. What you need is a controlled voice. A voice that doesn't shake, doesn't rush, and doesn't apologize for existing. Because in the US, especially, people judge your confidence by your delivery, not your vocabulary. Let me show you how this works. Think about someone who speaks fast, like their words are sprinting out of their mouth. Pressured, panicked, almost like they're trying to finish before someone interrupts them. Now think about someone who speaks slower, steady, grounded, intentional. Their pace says, "I'm in control. I'm not intimidated. I have something worth hearing." Same sentence. Two different worlds. That's the secret. Confidence isn't volume. It's pace. It's tone. It's rhythm. Here's a technique that instantly elevates your voice. The 10% slow rule. Whatever speed you normally speak at, drop it by just 10%. Not enough to sound dramatic, but enough to sound more thoughtful, more calm, more in command. You'd be amazed how different people treat you when your words aren't racing each other. And here's another trick. The power pause technique. Before you say something important, pause for 1 second. Just one. It feels tiny to you, but to the listener, it signals impact. It says, pay attention. This part matters. Great communicators do this all the time. It's not an accident. It's psychology. And here's the coolest part. Pauses make you sound confident and make them feel connected at the same time. Now let's talk about tone. You don't want to end sentences like you're asking permission. Many people raise their tone at the end of statements, making everything sound like a question. Instead, drop your tone slightly at the end. Not forcefully, just a gentle lower finish. It sends a subtle message. I'm clear. I'm steady. I'm sure. And trust me, people feel that. To make this even more powerful, use short, strong sentence starters. USA style. Mine's like, here's the deal. Real talk. Let me break this down. Listen closely. Here's what people miss. These instantly capture attention. They flip the mental switch in the listener's brain. From passive to active. They say, this person has something valuable to say. And let's address something deeper. Something personal. A lot of people don't speak confidently. Not because they lack skill, but because they doubt their value. What if I sound stupid? What if I mess up? What if no one cares? But listen, confidence doesn't come from thinking you're perfect. Confidence comes from knowing you'll be okay even if you're not. Your voice carries your belief. If you believe you're allowed to speak, your tone will carry that belief. If you believe your thoughts matter, your pace will reflect it. If you believe you belong in the room, your delivery will show it. That's what this chapter is about. Owning your voice. Owning your truth. Owning your space in the conversation. Because once your voice stops apologizing for itself, people stop overlooking you. Your words hit harder. Your message lands deeper. Your presence becomes undeniable. Your voice becomes power, not because it's loud, but because it's yours. Authentic, calm, and deliberate. Is influence psychology at its finest. You ever notice how some people walk into a room and suddenly everything feels different? Nobody announces them. Nobody introduces them. But something shifts. The air changes. Conversations pause. People look up. That's presence. Not the loud kind. Not the I need attention kind. It's the quiet confidence that tells the room, I'm here. I'm solid. I know who I am. And the wild part? This feeling shows up before you say a single word. Humans are fast scanners, especially in the US. People size you up in the first second and a half. That's all the time you get to make an impression, before the conversation even starts. So if you want people to listen to you, trust you, follow you, it all begins with the energy you walk in with. Try this. Next time you step into a room, slow down just a little. Not in a weird way. Just enough to look like you're moving in your own rhythm. Straighten your back. Relax your face. Breathe like someone who's not rushing for anyone. Move like someone who belongs. Not because you're better than anyone, but because you're not scared of anyone. You'll see what happens. People will shift without realizing why. Some will stop talking for a second. Some will look your way. Some will adjust their posture. It's instinct. It's human psychology. We react to calm confidence the same way we react to gravity. You didn't speak yet, but you already communicated who you are. And that's the secret nobody teaches you. Presence speaks long before your voice does. And if you can master that silent moment, everything else becomes easier. People listen differently. They trust differently. They connect differently. Because communication isn't just words. It's the story your energy tells before your mouth even opens. So here's the truth. You don't need to be the loudest in the room. You don't need perfect words. You don't need to impress anybody. You just need to show up with an energy that says, I know who I am, and I'm not hiding anymore. Because the moment you choose to own your presence, the world starts responding to you differently. People notice you. Opportunities find you. Conversations open up. Not because you forced anything, but because you finally stopped shrinking yourself. Remember this. Your voice matters. Your energy matters. You matter. So walk forward with intention. Speak with clarity. Stand in your truth like you were built for it. Because you're not here to be invisible. You're here to be felt. And this is where your story starts to change.